Can the company afford to wait that long? Joining us today, angel investor Jason Calacanis, the founder and CEO of Inside.com. Jason, it's good to have you back.
It's great to be back. Thanks for having me.
This has been a frustrating process, although not an unreasonable one in the eyes of many. Is November too long?
Yeah, I mean, if they pick the right person, we're all going to forget about this like uncomfortable couple of months in the summer when they looked for that awesome person to lead the company. If they pick somebody and it's a year later and they have to replace them, then this is going to really look bad for the company. But it seems that the stock has found a floor and the product is still great. It's still being used. So I think if they have to take another couple of weeks or months, it's not the end of the world. But I would say they should have kept Dick Costello in, not rushed him out the door, and just had him finish the year while they looked for somebody to transition. So it could have been done better. But I think, between Ev, Jack, and Adam Bain, they're going to figure it out. And for the love of God, just give Chris Sacca his board seat already. He needs a seat at the table. It'd be a lot easier for all of us if we just give him the board seat, okay?
It would certainly ramp down the entertainment on Twitter, though. Do you have any sense, just from what you're hearing, directly or indirectly, on whether they are taking so long because they are doing such a good job in this search?
Well, I mean, you have Peter, who is, the outside independent board director, who doesn't own a lot of shares in Twitter, who's doing, massive due diligence, from what I understand, and really running a process. But the truth is, between Evan Williams and Jack and Adam Bain, I think those individuals have to make the decision here. Jack and Ev have founder authority, very important for the company, and very important for all the people who work there. So I don't know how Jack runs two companies. Chris Sacca seems to think that's possible. I would love to see Evan Williams and Medium go back and put Medium and Twitter together. That seems like a more natural fit than Square plus Twitter, which I think some people are speculating, hey, maybe they put Square and Twitter together, and then that solves the, Jack has two jobs problem. I don't think that's going to happen. But I think Jack and Adam Bain, CEO and president, sounds great. Adam Bain, CEO, Jack, chairperson or whatever, that's fine too. I think they're going to do well with either of those individuals.
We'll see. Obviously, the process continues. Also, Jason, this opinion piece by tech entrepreneur Josh Dixon claims that there could already be a walking dead unicorn among us. He writes, quote, unicorns don't simply vanish over the weekend like Bear Stearns. Unicorns die a slow death. I think you said on this program it wouldn't surprise you to see 25% of startups gone in a year as capital starts to tighten. But has that process already gone on the big guys?
Yeah, and there is definitely, the party has ended abruptly. I think this correction's the best thing that can happen for startups. I've been preaching, Bill Gurley's been preaching, Shamat's been preaching. We've all been saying, hey, take it easy on the burn rate, everybody. Let's try to get these companies to profitability. And the party's over. When we had this correction over the summer and people panicked about China, even though it's only a 10% correction or whatever it winds up being, it was like the lights came on and, mom and dad came home, the DJ booth is turned off. Everybody is taking it seriously right now. Everybody's trying to figure out, hey, how do we get all these companies to profitability? So it's great for the startup ecosystem. In the case of Evernote, this is a great company that still has probably over 1 million paid subscribers, and it's still growing. So the piece is a little bit of a hater piece, kicking a company when it's down. Evernote has massive challenges because Apple's note-taking product and Microsoft's note-taking product are free, and they're pretty good. But Evernote, the one thing the piece gets right is it does take a while for a company with a large subscriber base and a loyal subscriber base to go out of business. If you look at AOL, that was an unloyal subscriber base, and it took them a decade to unwind that subscriber base. Evernote users are still pretty passionate.
Off of those subscriber fees.
Still making a lot of money.
Sure? Are you sure the punch bowl's been pulled, or was that just temporary? Was that just a pause in the party,
no.
on the record player, or is it over? Okay.
The party's over. Mom and dad are home, and everybody's grounded because it's very clear that the free money and the valuations only going up is going to switch to, hey, justify this valuation and show me the trajectory to profitability. In fact, on Friday, I'm having like an emergency session with 10 of my investments just on, hey, if China really goes crazy and the stock market corrects 20 to 30%, can we get these 10 companies over the finish line? Can we get them into, rescue mode? And literally, that's the tone in Silicon Valley right now. Because we got to remember, everybody here has PTSD from 2007 and from the, the dot-com bubble. We're just totally thrilled that it's not us this time. We're glad it's China and not the .com companies, because we have revenue. You can give Evernote a hard time, but they have over 1 million paid subscribers. It's completely different than the Globe.com and the other shenanigans in '99, 2000.
That point's been made a few times. By the way, Tim Cook, Jason, making a surprise visit to the New York Apple Store on Fifth Avenue in advance of appearing on Colbert tonight, giving an interview to BuzzFeed. And that piece makes clear it's very much a surprise visit. A good amount of attention paid to the selfies that Cook took with employees and customers. He did talk about 2 new products. The first is Hey Siri, a way to wake up your new phone by just saying the words Hey Siri. Cook on security, quote, hopefully people will look at our stance on privacy in general and know that we're not trying to operate outside of a fairly distinct line that we're drawing. I hope that people trust us to do the right thing here. And then on 3D Touch, also unveiled last week. I personally think 3D Touch is a game changer. I find that my efficiency is way up with 3D Touch because I can go through so many emails so quickly. It really does cut out a number of navigational steps to get where you're going.
Yeah.
Is that, John, I know, John, you've been bullish on it. Are you?
I haven't used the touch yet, but it's essentially adding the right mouse key on the, the right button key on the mouse, which can make you tremendously more efficient. That's great. I think the iPad Pro is going to be a winner for corporate accounts, and I think the Cisco deal, the IBM deal, Apple getting into corporate environments, we've already seen that happen in some of the major cities, New York, San Francisco, where the hipsters are bringing their Apple products to work, bring your own device kind of situation. So Apple's going to do great in the enterprise, and I thought it was a particularly strong keynote this year. Even though the watch is a little bit of I think, underwhelming, I do think that their product pace is doing well. The music product was slightly disappointing, but the whole business is not going to ride on that. It's really going to be the iPhone sales, and I think everybody is going to really love the iPhone 6. So I'm pretty bullish on it. I will say they are really, really gunning for Google in a really competitive way. They have ad blocking technology that's coming out in iOS 9 that people haven't been talking about. That is going to be really a game changer. On your phone, when you open Safari, you're not going to see ads if you don't want to anymore. And ads on mobile suck. They're a real pain in the ass when you get those big blocking ads and you have to hit the X and you're trying to hit with your little tiny finger the X, pain in the neck. This is what Tim Cook is great at. Tim Cook is like, we don't make money from advertising. We're going to protect your privacy. That is a direct attack on Google. And if the iPhone becomes more affordable, this is really, they've got Google in their crosshairs. And I think it's a credible threat to Google, honestly. The ad networks are going to have a hard time because Apple has no interest in ads, and they have 100% interest in protecting our privacy. That's a really good message in the age of Ashley Madison, the frappening, and the Sony leaks. 2016 is going to be the year of 2016 will be the year of privacy, and Tim Cook gets it. He's really coming into his own as CEO, isn't he? I mean,
and what a twist for a company that sometimes got criticized, John, for not taking security seriously.
Yes, indeed. They've had a couple problems, but overall, they've kept it pretty tight. Jason, thanks so much for joining us.